When he took his top off and I saw his chest, I was thinking, Jesus.
I just thought he's going to get yellow cards, isn't he? That's what I thought.
Mohamed Salah, after many years of being the top scoring player in FPL, will not continue his reign at the top of the tree.
It's definitely time for his breakout season at age 34. Getting in over the World Cup winning Hugo Lloris.
I want to get Josh out of camera for the start.
Welcome everyone. This is the All-In FPL show. We are here again. We are going to be talking through the World Cup fantasy, and so far it's running as smoothly as Doyle on a night out with free beer. Doyle, how are you?
I'm good. Enjoying the World Cup despite the meta fantasy game. It's been fun so far.
Yeah, it's not been a straightforward World Cup, has it? We've had all the business with Qatar. We've had the fantasy game, which we're going to touch on in a minute, in a bit of disarray, shall we say. But yeah, we'll get on to it. And Josh, the money man, Josh Waldridge, how are you?
Yeah, suits us very well, mate, this format, because it's an absolute shambles. So, yeah, I'm good, mate. How about you?
I'm good, yeah. I'm not too bad, thank you. We've got Doyle, who's like in the middle of like a company meeting and business meltdown. We've got
Don't
Josh.
say that live on stream. They'll all be watching this video later. I can't tell them it's on company time.
We've got Josh, whose computer's breaking down any moment. I've got fire alarm being tested, so it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show. We won't keep it too long because there's not too much to go through. But yeah. So what is the running order, Doyle?
We all have Morocco, Croatia players going on as well in this, so we're all sweating the clean sheet going there too. So when we all start swearing, that's probably why. Running order, yeah. So we're going to start by discussing the state of the game so far. It's not quite as simple a process as we thought, or a smooth process as we thought when we recorded last week. So apologies to anyone who listened to us on the rules there. They weren't as expected. We're then going to just briefly talk about, the World Cup players so far who've looked good and, who to target for the future weeks, I think.
Good stuff. So in a quick rundown, we won't spend too long on it, but how's our teams doing at the moment?
I think I'm winning.
All right, we'll just do a different order then. Why not?
I think I'm top of the league so far, aren't I?
It's all very close. I would like to add.
Yeah, the thing is, we don't actually know who is genuinely top at the moment, do we? Because not all the points have been added.
If you look at the table, it says all in FPL Doyle at the top. So I think we can very clearly see who is top at the moment. That's what the league table's for.
Definitely some errors then with points needing updating. That must be it. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, there's definitely something wrong with the table because I don't think I've ever seen Doyle top of the all in FPL table. So I'm not sure that this is right, to be honest.
No chance. So basically at the moment, I was doing some subs this morning because obviously you can bring players off your suspension, take out players who have already played. So obviously the idea is anyone who's not performed well, blanked, got 1, 2, 3 points, bring in someone on the bench and they can score for them. The issue I had this morning was that the points ain't actually updated correctly. So, I mean, I've got a couple of defenders, Pavard and Trippier. You get -1 for every goal you concede after the first one. And you only get 1 appearance point. So they're currently on 1 point, but they should be on 0 points. And it also looks like shots on target as well. So players every 2 shots on goal, I think it is, get a point. That hasn't been updated either. So Messi, Martinez, whoever you've got haven't been updated. So I was taking players out, desperately trying to find out the actual stats for the game, because Martinez should be on 2 points, I think. Griezmann should be on 2 points, and they was both showing as 1 for me. So I was a little bit worried that I was going to take out and lose a few points here and there from players. But yeah, absolute shambles. What do you guys think? Have you had the same problems?
Sorry, Matt, I was a bit nervous. Hakimi was down for a second, but he's all right. It's okay. Get
the clean sheet locked in.
Yeah, it's an absolute shambles, mate. I sent you boys some screenshots yesterday of some things people are having. So there's the classic budget hack where people are allowed to have -5 million budget for next week, which is absolutely phenomenal. I think that's one of my favourites, actually. So you can basically take out a shit player and a good player who've already got points this week, and put in a really expensive player who's still yet to play this week. So you get 2 premiums instead of 1 premium and 1 fodder, basically. So, yeah, that is an absolute joke. Andy tweeted something about swapping the captain just in case it gives him 10x points instead of 2x points. That I thought that was quite an amusing one as well. I like that one. Fair play. And then, yeah, I think a lot of it's been covered, what you said, JB. So shots on target, points not on, chances created, like the key passes isn't on. Like
midfield points as well. Midfielders now scoring 7 points for a goal instead of 5. And then
what a lovely surprise! Like it's like they just
got
wanted
these
to
points.
take us by surprise. Yeah, it's just like
and everyone was saying, "Oh, okay, like this is obviously a mistake. They'll change it back to 5 points." A couple of hours later, suddenly FIFA realised what had happened in the game, and the rules had changed. And it's like literally the rules page now says 7 points instead of 5. So I assume it isn't FIFA. They've hired out a platform to create this game.
No, I think Martini's doing this in charge. I think he's there at the top doing
well, it sounds about right for FIFA, doesn't it? But obviously, as soon as they realised that the game hasn't been programmed the way they thought it was, rather than just amend it and say, "Look, we're sorry, we didn't realise," they've just changed the rules and said, "Oh no, actually, we'll just keep it like it is, and we'll have 7 points for a midfield goal now, or 6 points, whatever it was."
Is this a bigger farce than giving the World Cup to Qatar, or what do you think? It's close.
What with the human rights issues and the fatalities and stuff, it's
not hard to say. Different strokes.
It is.
It's a very appropriate game for a very appropriate World Cup, I would say. Like this is like it's just fit for purpose, really. Well, in the way that it's not fit for purpose whatsoever. But yeah, this game is absolutely crazy. I've never like. I still think FPL's got its flaws, and I'm not going to allow this shambles to like make me think that FPL is perfect in any way. But like, yeah, this is the worst fantasy game I've ever played by quite a distance. And I mean, JB, you must have played some right old school games where like you had to like send in your transfers in the post and everything. So was that better than this?
It works smoothly, yeah. Especially when you like the Sun Dream team in the day used to call up. And it used to have all the players. There was like a transfer window for 2 weeks. It was printed in the paper every day. Every player had a number. You used to have to key in the number of like Marcel Desailly. It was like 365, and it'd go, "You keyed in 365. Do you want to transfer this player in? Press 1 for yes and 2 for like you press 1." Like and you back in the day, like it worked absolutely fine all over the telephone, and like these bozos can't even get it right. It's an absolute joke.
The 7
was so good as well. The game in the last World Cup was really fun. Not because I finished like 50th or something, but it was just a good game in general. I forgot to plug that one in last week, by the way, but there we go.
Oh, here we go. And just as long as you got it in, mate, just before the game explodes, like because this game's not going to complete. I don't think. So it's like, I think it's going to like crash before the end. I think it's going to reset everyone's points after the group stage or something. I just can't wait for what's next.
Final points will be updated in sort of like mid-March or something, won't it? And then we'll get the final league table.
Yeah, I hope it ends now just while I'm top, and I can just claim that. I can claim that win.
I'll be honest, it don't take away from the amount of determination I have to succeed and beat you two and finish top of the table though. So whatever the rules are, however you're meant to play it, I still want to do really, really well.
Yeah, who have you boys actually got then?
So far I've got 45 points. Apparently, I should have more than that though, I think. I used my booster, so the 12th man on Mbappe last night. So some nice points there. And I've still got De Bruyne, Sané, and Jordi Alba to play. So not too bad. Not too bad. How about you guys?
Yeah, I have Mbappe. I have the power captain, so I've got Mbappe cap at the moment. Messi. I have a clean sweep at the back. Schmeichel, Sosa, Dumfries, and Mailer, which is nice.
Don't count that Sosa one.
Yeah, he's knocking Sosa in already.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Come on, Morocco.
No. And I've got Musiala, Sarabia, and Kamara to come on. 2 blanks with Scott Olsen and Martinez in my team at the moment, which I can't sub out because I've done all my subs. So, yeah.
How about you, Josh? Have you got your team up, or do you want me to go for it for you?
Oh, I've got plenty of blanks. It's amazing. Mine was like pick who you want to take out. So I did take out Trippier because I was pretty sure he was getting a 0, but 1 was crap anyway.
Yeah.
I took out DePaul, who got 1. I took out Di Maria, who got 1. So I've got 3 to play. Share, no, 4 to play. Bloody hell, that's good. Share, Araujo from Uruguay, Bruno Fernandes, and Neymar to play. Power captain, same as Doyle. So I've got Mbappe 18, Messi 6, Mailer 6, Schmeichel 6, and the rest are blank. So yeah.
Can I just point out you currently got the captain on Aranjo, the Uruguay defender, so you might want to change that.
No, it's power captain. We played power captain. It's just bugging again, mate. It's just another magical like iteration of this game. Like my cap on my screen says it's on Mbappe at the moment. So
on my screen is shown as Aranjo, the Uruguay 3.5 million defender.
No, it's power captain. So I guess it's just like it's trying to say, I think he probably knows the results already. He probably knows Araujo is going to get.
It's all rigged, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like pushing it ahead a little bit for a little bit of spice. You know what I mean?
Oh, fair enough.
It's added the points on for you, but not move the captaincy on our screen. That's fun. So moving forward, like what we like the look like? What we like the looks of so far, like teams wise, who we thought, who's impressed us, who we thought's been less impressive, let's say. JB, who's been your favourite team to watch so far? What have you been watching the games like?
Yeah, to be honest, I've seen nearly every single game. There's a couple of games I've had in the background because I've been working. I do have a day job, not like some other people who just, get by just in the fantasy world. What did I like? I think England, you can't get away from the fact England were very good. The game was fantastic as well, apart from the 30 minutes of injury time and all the concussions and everything. But England looked very good. It was only Iran, but I think everyone's already said it, but Jude Bellingham, the setup, the way we controlled the ball in midfield, he looked fantastic. Formation was brilliant. It might be slightly different against better opposition, which, assuming we get to the knockout stages, could be different, but we looked very good. Obviously, France last night looked very good. They did go behind, but they easy win in the end 4-1. But apart from that, some of the underdogs, I mean, a lot of the games are closer than I thought. Netherlands, Senegal, I thought Senegal looked pretty good against the Netherlands. Yeah. Saudi Arabia surprised everyone. They looked pretty good as well against Argentina, even if they did ride their luck at times. And yesterday as well, Tunisia against Denmark. That was a close game as well, and a lot of people thought Denmark would win. So, yeah, a lot of the other teams are looking okay. So there could be some potential bargains down the line as well.
Yeah, Tunisia were brilliant yesterday. We obviously all thought Wabi Kazri was going to start, who was the 4.5 of choice for us, but he didn't start. So, yeah, we need to look elsewhere, I think. But they played two up front yesterday, or like 2 forward players, and they both looked very lively. They both had 3 or 4 shots. So I'd imagine they're like 4 million or something. So they might be a bit lively. But yeah, England were great. Like I'm not buying the opinion that we were like shambolic defensively either, just because we conceded 2 goals. The penalty was a farce, and the first goal there was some poor defending, but they did take the goal very well. Like it was a very, very good finish. So, well,
such a good finish.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable finish. Yeah, I was like the key. Like people were blaming Pickford initially. I'm like, get real. Look, absolutely ridiculous. I'm not allowed to use the swear word, but he absolutely walloped it into the top corner. There you go. And yeah, I just really hope we play 4-3-3 for the rest of the tournament. Like, I don't think we can go toe-to-toe with some of the really elite teams, like with that formation, but it's just so exciting, and especially for the USA and Wales games, I can't see how we can switch from 4-3-3 now.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was nice watching England score some goals. Don't see that very often. Thought Saka looks really good, and Sterling just looks a different guy in an England shirt, doesn't he? Just some of the flicks he was doing were really otherworldly, so it was good. I thought Mbappe looked really, really good last night as well. To be fair, like he was just involved in everything. The only game I've not seen, one of the 2 or 3 games I've not seen actually, was Argentina. So didn't get to see how they looked. I heard they had quite a few goals disallowed, but beyond that,
I mean, there was 1-0 up, and then they had 3 goals disallowed by half time. So I mean, and they were like very close decisions as well. It's razor tight. I think on a different day it could have been 4-0 at half time, So, but Saudi defended well, took 2 good chances. So
Yeah, I'm thinking for next week, like obviously captaincy is going to be tough, and we're going to talk about a few, potential options. For me, it would still be one of Messi or Mbappe, or maybe Neymar is the third option. After what we've seen so far, would you be leaning towards the Mbappe cap or the Messi cap? The fixtures being obviously France have got Denmark, which pretty tough one, and Argentina have Mexico.
yeah, it's difficult. Obviously you can cap 2 players anyway, can't you? You can change it once in this
They always
game.
play same day, though, is the problem.
Yeah, I think nothing wrong. We obviously haven't seen Brazil yet, so Neymar's an obvious captain choice, but we'll see how they get on tomorrow. But yeah, I'm with Doyle actually. I think Mbappe looked fantastic yesterday, and Denmark didn't set the world alight. So I'd probably be leaning that way. But then Argentina desperately need a result, but sometimes when you get a little bit desperate, your game plan goes out the window because they have to win that game now, really. So I might be a little bit worried they might get in front and then sit back a little bit. So yeah, I'd probably be leaning Mbappe.
Just saw one of the Morocco players leave the ball behind. It was quite amusing after trying to do a turn. Very, very good.
Yeah, I'm torn on this one. I think I'm going to take a punt, to be honest. Surprise, surprise, shock, horror. I'm not buying the Mbappe or Messi thing so far. I think Denmark are a really, really good team defensively. So they like France just aren't going to blow them away in the same way that they did yesterday to Australia, who were one of the worst defenses in the tournament. And again, Argentina were so underwhelming in the second half. Like in the first half, they absolutely mullered them, to be honest. Like they should have been 3 or 4 up, maybe. But second half, they were so underwhelming. I'm just not. I think I'm going to fade both of those for captaincy. I might own one of them, but I don't think I'll captain either of them. I really like the England boys. Have to say, I think we might play. We've got the buzz again, haven't we already? It's fucking coming home. It's literally like I'm thinking which triple up am I going to have? Is it going to be Kane, Sterling, and Saka, or am I going to sprinkle Mount in there? Like it's just like, yeah. I'm thinking the only thing I'm thinking
I didn't like actually. I thought played quite poorly was Mount. I thought he didn't.
JB
Running things in midfield. I mean, he's not flashy at all, but the way he strings his passes together, works hard for the team. What a player. Ballon d'Or. He's probably favourite, I'd say, at the moment for player of the tournament. There is no biasness in that answer either.
That'll be one. Would be Mount to Foden, I think. For England.
Yeah, someone said he's better than Foden yesterday, and I'm not sure that's true.
I mean, obviously.
Well, Southgate thinks so. So, my only worry with England is we might have actually already won the group after Friday. If we win and Iran Wales is a draw, we've won the group already. Like, they can't catch us already. So, like, that's obviously prime for mass rotation in the third game. So I'd be wary having probably more than one England, I think. Because I think it could be a completely different 11 if we've already won the group. Like that's just obvious, isn't it? I think with the injury.
If you're on Wildcard, though, you can just swap them all out, right? That's
yeah.
Game. It's that once they play, you can just swap them all out.
Yeah, I mean, I would be very skeptical of this that it's actually going to work. By the way, because I mean, nothing's worked so far. But the theory is that if you play Wildcard as Matchday 2 opens, you can then play all your players and then completely take out everybody, put in everybody, and then after they've played, take them out to set yourself up for week 3, basically, which is absolutely mental, and I'm not sure that should be allowed. But yeah,
I think there's a window of 5 minutes as well by the end of the last game, and game week 3 opening up. And you have to get all the moves in by then. So if you've got someone playing in that last game, for instance, they'll currently be locked or unlocked or locked or whatever it is.
No.
So it's something like you can still do it prior to that, so you can make your moves. But if you do have anyone playing in that last game, then you have to wait until that game is finished or something.
In the last game, yeah. If you got players in the last game, that's a problem. Otherwise, though,
was it because it's a big game? What was it? Portugal and Uruguay. So obviously, if you've got Portugal players like Ronaldo, Fernandes, Uruguay, Nunes, Suarez, Josh's cheap defender, if you are doing a wildcard, you have to do it straight after that game. You've got like 5 minutes to do it. Apparently, it's a bit nuts, but. So apparently the strategy is if you wildcard game week 2, then you can almost do a wildcard for game week 3 as well. So shall we basically, if that is the optimal strategy, I assume we're going to stick with that. Shall we run through the fixtures and who we like and the best picks basically for a wildcard? And obviously if you don't want to do that and you just want to pick new normal players, hopefully you can find this helpful anyway, because we'll select the absolute gems of game week 2.
Yeah. So should we start from the top of the fixture? So Wales, Iran, is that a fade? Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Doyle.
I mean, some of the Wales players, Wales did look
Fade.
okay. I thought in the second half particularly. I think Gareth Bale, yeah, if he's on everything again, I think it was almost like a win for them in the end, coming back and getting that draw because they played so well. Kiefer Moore's definitely going to start as well. So if you do need a budget striker against Iran, Kiefer Moore or Gareth Bale, because remember it's for 1 week. If this hack works, it's just literally these fixtures. That's maybe a game I'd be looking at.
It's fine for one player, I think, if you want to take a pick on anyone. Again, Qatar, Senegal, I think Ismail Assar is a really good play because they were fucking shocking, literally. They were like the worst team in the tournament so far. So
Easily.
I think that's the clear standout pick, right, from Senegal.
Yeah, and maybe if you want to throw in I haven't particularly looked at Senegal's team, but I'm sure they've got a couple of cheap defenders who you can probably sneak in for 4 million maybe as well. If you have a look at game week 1, see who played, see who's the cheapest, just to throw them in against Qatar. I mean, Qatar were woeful, weren't they? So there could be some good picks there.
He's a striker as well, Sarah, isn't he, Doyle? I think we talked about this last time, didn't we? So it's not ideal being a striker, but I still think it's fine for one slot.
Yeah.
Netherlands, Gakpo, are you interested, Doyle? He was pretty good, wasn't
Yeah, who have they got? They've got
Ecuador.
Ecuador. Yeah, he seems to be some pick again. Striker. All these players are strikers, which is
yeah. I'd probably still side Bergwijn 7 mil. I think still just like playing as a striker, but in the more defense.
Yeah, Bergwijn just seems a better pick on this game. Obviously Dumfries, is also still a good pick in this game. Obviously Ecuador scored. Was it 3 against Qatar in the end?
2.
2-0.
But they didn't exactly look like, Qatar were very, very bad. So I wouldn't be too concerned about Netherlands defense there. So yeah, that's for me.
The other thing to note, I think, Enner Valencia up front for Ecuador. He scored 2 goals. I think he might even be the highest point scorer at the moment, but he did go off with a knock. So I'd check on if he's fit first, because a lot of people might just check the points, just see who's done really well. If you need a cheap striker, people might be tempted just to throw him in at the end of the wild card. I wouldn't personally at all, but if
you
he
wouldn't
was,
pick
he
that
might
on wild card. I don't think
he might be injured anyway. So not for the likes of us, that's professionals, but
Yeah.
Who's the first name on team sheet, mate?
Yeah. England, USA, I'd obviously take one of the England attackers, I think, and maybe one of the defenders as well. So you've probably got a nice double up there, I'd say. Trippier and Shaw are cheap. Probably leaning Saka, actually, for the mid. Like, he's a mid, right?
Yeah.
I'd lean Saka for sure to take a mid slot, I think, for sure.
It's Raz a mid.
Oh, don't think so.
Yeah, Saka then. Saka seems a really good pick.
I'd actually maybe swerve this game. I know you two are going on as if we've won the World Cup already, but I think this might be a tougher game. And if I'm on wildcard, like I said, I think I'd prefer sort of Bow to Kane in this fixture. If Kane is fit, he's got a knock as well.
Yeah, I do agree. I think this fixture will be a lot tougher. It's a tougher game, and I think USA will keep it tight. So, but
I could see. I don't think it's going to be a 6-2. Put it like that.
Trippier's still a really good pick, I think. As is Shaw, etc. So maybe that's the way you go.
Yeah, and I think Shaw being 4 million. I think Trippier's 4.5. Is that right? I'd give the edge.
They're both Shaw. 5.
They're both 5. That shows how much I know. Yeah, potentially you could have both, but both good picks.
Yeah. Then we got what's the game after that? Is it Group C? I'm guessing.
Yeah. So on the Saturday, Poland v Saudi Arabia. That's a very interesting one if you're on wildcard.
Here's my captain. Here he is. Bounce back. Don't give a shit what happened yesterday. I couldn't care less. Saudi Arabia, they're gonna beat them, and I don't mind Lewandowski for captain at all. I think he's really good. And Matty Cash, 4 million.
Yeah, I agree. I'd be steaming into Poland. I think Saudi Arabia played well. They defended well. The 0-0's in. You got your clean sheet. Morocco, by the way.
Go on, Morocco.
Um, but yeah, this is certainly a game I'd be targeting. And Josh said it perfectly there. Lewandowski, cash 4 million at the back.
Maybe
Yeah,
Chesney seems good as well. Like, there's plenty of options for this one, I think.
yeah, double up, save some money, and then get the big hitters in with the money you saved.
I didn't think Lewandowski's penalty was particularly poor yesterday, but to be fair, I think it was just a good save, I thought, looking at it. But
Yeah, he's incredible. Anyway, he's one of the best players in the world, so he can certainly score against Saudi Arabia.
And the Mexico keeper is the best. Like I think he'd be the goalkeeper is in the all-time World Cup best 11. I think genuinely, like this guy is an absolute freak at the World Cup. It's absolutely mental. He doesn't play like any club games in between, and then he just like
Is that Ochoa, is it, or something?
yeah. Just a penalty save yesterday again. He's bloody 40 years old or something. He's played at 4 or 5 World Cups. What like I think he would be a contender genuinely for the best all-time World Cup team to be in the team. Literally, that is mental considering the team he plays for and like their relative like lack of success.
And another clean sheet yesterday.
Yeah, he's a joke. He just makes save after save after save. Good penalty save, like Doyle said. What's the next game? That must be Argentina against
And Mexico, as we just mentioned.
Yeah. So this is why I'm a bit unsure on Messi because Argentina, I mean, Mexico were very resolute yesterday. I don't think Poland offered particularly much. But again, they have this goalkeeper who's just going to make saves after saves after saves. And there's no evidence it's going to stop. Do you guys see a bit more of a bounce back from Argentina?
yeah, I do. I think yesterday, well, having not watched the match, but purely looked at the statistics, I think Mexico are obviously extremely unlucky not to win that game by a few goals. I don't think Mexico are a very good team, to be honest with you, aging. I don't think Poland are a good team either. I think that's part of what happened yesterday. They cancel each other out, but I think Argentina bounce back and win this game by 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think Argentina. They just got rattled in the second half yesterday, and then there was a lot of time wasting going on. There was panicking, hitting some long balls. I think brighter days are ahead for them in this fixture. They haven't been beaten in. They was undefeated in going for the world record. It was like 36 games. They won the Copa America. They come in as second favourites for the tournament. I think there'll be there's definitely some more options there, and you could probably select a couple of players from them. I think Messi's a fine option again. He looked great yesterday. He's just an unbelievable player. He's going to return something. Even losing to Saudi Arabia, he's still got a bit of a haul. Got a couple of points and his goal. So yeah, good option. So moving on to Group D, we have heavyweight clash between Tunisia and Australia. What do you guys think?
As I say, I was really impressed with Tunisia yesterday. I think there'll be goals in this game because Australia set up to just attack. They're very bad defensively. So I think this could be a really fun game. I think we need to go away and look at the assets a bit more specifically. But yeah, I know the two strikers. I think it was called Jabili and Mezezra or something. I've probably butchered both of those, but they both looked super lively yesterday. Both played 80 minutes. And they both had like 3 shots, I think, or 4 shots. One had 4, one had 3. Both seem very good picks. I'm sure they are very, very, very enablers. So I think that's probably fine. One of those as a punt against a very weak defense.
Agreed.
Doyle has nothing to say on the subject between Tunisia and Australia.
Thanks, boys.
Not a game you're looking at.
No, I didn't watch the Tunisia game, but I've heard they were good. Australia, I don't think Australia looked too bad, to be honest with you. But yeah, obviously France got through them in the end.
Their mentality is to like set up very open though. They're a very open team. Like even before the game against France yesterday, that was my perception of them. And like
yeah, mine was, but then I thought during the game, I thought they actually defended all right. To be honest with you, I thought they did go ahead very early though, which helped obviously. But even when they at 2-1 down, they didn't really push forward in the way that I thought they would do. To be honest with you, they still held back quite a lot. But France were just way too good for them, obviously.
Yeah, I think so. The other, obviously, France and Denmark, really big clash in this group. Could be a tighter game. Denmark had their chances yesterday, but they didn't exactly look free flowing either. But that might have been more to do with Tunisia playing really well. I quite like Olsen again. Obviously, he's quite cheap on this game. He's only 6 million, and he had an offside goal. It was offside, so that's fair enough. But he was quite lively. He did get subbed after about 65 minutes, but I'd assume he starts again this one. So he's an option. But the only issue is two good teams playing each other sometimes can cancel each other out a little bit. So if you're on wildcard, just this one game, I mean, give me the Senegal players against Qatar rather than the Danish or French players against each other, I think.
Yeah, I'm not picking any Denmark players, but I'm still interested in France. I don't think Denmark are as good as people sort of made out before the tournament, and so I'm still pretty interested in Mbappe. Probably just him though, I'd say.
Yeah, Mbappe's good. I think I wouldn't pick any Denmark, obviously. What's next?
We're on Group E, another heavyweight clash, Japan, Costa Rica.
Yeah, we need to look at how Japan play today. Obviously, we're at the point where we're mid-game week now, so I think most of the ones that are coming up, we probably haven't seen them. So is it worth doing these ones, or should we just cut it here, do you think?
Yeah, I think you can pretty much move on, but Doyle's going to make a case for Kamada probably gone.
Well, Kamada's about to score a brace this afternoon, so when he does that, I'd probably have him in your team, lads. But
yeah, in terms of Morocco, really quick, because I know they're a later fixture, but they've just played. Hakimi looked absolutely electric, didn't he, Doyle, for the whole game? Like, he's unbelievable. Have they got a tough game though? Are they playing?
They do. They've got Belgium, so that's probably not a game you can really get interested in for Morocco players.
He's probably a better one for game week 3, I'd say, than the Hakimi. So he's like part of the second phase of the wild card, if you're allowed to call it that, yeah, because that could be a great one, I think.
And I think likewise for Belgium as well. Obviously, we haven't seen Belgium, so it's hard to comment at the moment on them. But Morocco, obviously, with a clean sheet today, and they did look quite good. So again, Belgium and Morocco playing each other. It's not the easiest game for either team. So yeah, have a look at Belgium, see what you think of them, but maybe not too much fancy interest.
calling it now, Belgium out in the group stage. Boom.
Oh, I hope so. I hope Canada can cause them an upset, because I've got them in the sweepstake, haven't I? It'd be amazing. Go on, the boys.
And likewise, Canada also playing Croatia in Group F. So again, we haven't seen Canada. Obviously, there's not a huge amount of interest there, but you know, the fullback Davies for Bayern Munich could be a good pick. But playing Croatia, I don't think anyone's going to pick them. But what did we think of Croatia today in their game against Morocco? Any options? Because if they're playing Canada, it is a plus matchup for Croatia.
So Sousa's unbelievable value, obviously 3.5 million starting fullback. That's absurd. Like, that's like ridiculous.
Forward as well when I was watching it. So
the attack. Yeah, the attackers are a little bit too pricey for me. I don't think I'd go near an attacker, but I think Sousa is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm sure you could find someone to pair him with maybe as well for a double clean or something like that, if you wanted to take that line.
Yeah, it could be a good fixture for that. Canada, obviously, we ain't seen them play, but not meant to be very good. One of the massive outsiders for the tournament. So Croatia need a win as well, so they're going to attack that game, I'm sure. They need the 3 points in that. So Perisic, maybe if you want Modric, could be good options there. So moving on, the big clash in Group E is two other teams we haven't seen yet. So again, we'll probably fly through this, but Spain v Germany, probably the match of the round. Again, wait and see, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we can't really offer much on the rest of these games until we see anything, to be honest here. Otherwise, we're still in the same boat as last week, really. I mean, I think maybe we can just say, are there any standout games to anyone ahead of watching it that we should really be focusing on? Otherwise, I think we just leave it, to be honest here, because we can't really comment on these tight games when we're not seeing any of the players play.
Yeah, I think Spain and Germany anyway. It's not again, it's two really good teams playing each other, so kind of cancels each other out if you're on a wild card. So there wouldn't be much interest there. The only thing I'd maybe say is you could look out for Musiala if he starts in today's game, because he's very cheap on the game for what he potentially could be. So if he does well today, he could be an option in this game. I think maybe 7.5 million. Josh will probably correct me and say he's 9 or 10 million, but I think he is very cheap. So that is that's one you could target.
He's starting today. Yeah.
Breaking news.
Yeah. So. The only one, the fixture I really like, and this is like, again, we need to see the teams play, but Ghana are the worst ranked team in the tournament. So I really like Son. I really like Son. And I hope he comes back and does really well at this World Cup, because it's obviously horrible to have an injury and like think you're gonna miss out. So I hope he has a nice story to come back and score some goals. Doyle loves him, yeah.
Again, we haven't seen either of these two teams play, so we'll probably have to move on from this one. But I don't know.
Son captain.
Is that the FIFA rankings, Josh, that they're bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think they are the worst team in it by a country mile. I think they'll probably be all right. But yeah, I don't think there's much fancy interest. So shall we move on to the other game in Group H, which is the very last game, Portugal against Uruguay?
Yeah, again,
probably just
it seems like two really good teams playing each other. So,
well, two mediocre teams playing each other, but yeah.
Yeah, it could well be. It's worth watching out just to see if the Uruguay got a very cheap defender. I think Josh has got him at the moment. The one I couldn't pronounce last time, I don't know why, but it's Aguirre or something. If he's playing, then he could be a bargain player to spread funds elsewhere. But other than that, the other two fixtures are Group G. What do we think of Brazil, Switzerland? Would you still be looking at Neymar in this fixture, despite Switzerland maybe not being?
Yeah, I think it's the same category as Messi and Mbappe, obviously, I think, for me. We'll see how he looks, though. I think they play tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
See how they perform tomorrow. And then, yeah, I'd definitely be considering them. Just the fixtures, Switzerland, I don't think Switzerland are any good anymore, right? They're getting old, and yeah, we'll see how they look.
And then in the other fixture as well, just we'll briefly touch on it, but might be worth watching to see if Mitrovic is back. He won't play the first game. He had a knock. But Mitrovic and Vlahovic up front for Serbia could be a bit of a combination. I actually quietly fancy Serbia. They got some good players. And against Cameroon, maybe see how Cameroon play. But if you're looking for a budget striker, maybe one of them two. And that will pretty much be all the games for game week 2. But so yeah, have a look at the fixtures. And then as soon as the fixtures are done, try and get in that wild card for game week 3 if the game allows you to do it. We're still not 100% sure on these rules or these hacks, but it may well be that you can take out the players and then put in the new players for game week 3.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. That's the big edge in the game to have now. Obviously, I think these rules being so ridiculous does take some of the fun out of it, to be honest with you, especially when it's, when you got leagues among workmates or whatnot, like who don't know the rules, it sort of feels like cheating and it's not great. But
it's great. I will crush all of them. It doesn't bother me one little bit. I want to see myself with 250 points after the group stages and all them on like 15 points. Give me that any day. I'll be buying myself a trophy. Can't wait. The all-in World Cup trophy will be being delivered to my house. Don't you worry.
Not winning that, no chance.
I did look at the league. You're like 1 point clear at the moment, and then me and Josh are 2 or 3 points behind or something.
Miles clear.
Yeah. It was a little bit closer than you was alluding to.
Well, when Musiala scores a hat-trick and neither of you have him, then it's going to be...
Well, I've got Sané today. Sané is my big player for Germany. So it'd be, for all in, it'd be Sané against Musiala.
Yeah, Sané's not playing, but yeah.
He's not.
He's injured, mate. We knew he was injured about 3 days ago.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's so good.
Maybe you're the casual. Maybe someone's going to be 300 points ahead of you.
Nobody really cares about the World Cup fantasy game. So it's not that important. I mean, it's just a little bit of fun on the side until the FPL starts again.
Right by the rules, right, Jamie? The rules made it a farce, right?
Absolute joke. Yeah, it's not even worth playing. This may be the last video we do on the World Cup because this was really...
What a way to end the pod. That's fantastic. I love that. Josh, send us out.
Oh, please like I don't know why you would, but please like the video. This guy doesn't have a clue. Please subscribe to our channel, All in FPL, and please follow us on Twitter if you're not doing so already. Also, All in FPL. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this shambles.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. See you later. Goodbye from me and Griezmann.